So this video explains how to go about completing your Functions Star project. It's just a front-back project, and it's just two parts, very simple and easy. For part one here, you're basically going to be graphing each of these 5 lines. You're going to graph them using the slope that you identify for each of them and the y-intercept as an ordered pair. You're going to graph each line, and after you graph each line with a ruler, a star will appear. It's not necessarily going to look like this. This example just shows you that when you're drawing your lines, you want to connect them from one edge to the other. And so this right here just shows you an example of if you were drawing lines, what I mean by going from one edge to the other, okay? The lines that you draw, however, should form a star in the end, okay? So after you draw your 5 lines, which I'm going to model one for you in a second, then you're going to color your star. You're going to trace the star so that it stands out. You're going to then color the different sections however you'd like. And after you've done that, the second part of the project is going to be to just simply plot these points and label them with the letter. And when you've plotted the points, a special message will appear. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have you guys turn over, and I'm going to model how to graph the very first line. Now for line A, it's y equals 3/5 x minus 2, which means the slope is a positive 3 over a positive 5. I want to remind you guys that that's technically the same as a negative 3 over a negative 5. Now for the starting point, the y-intercept, it's the constant 0, negative 2. So basically all we need to do now to graph this line is we're going to start at 0, negative 2, and then we're going to go up 3 over 5, up 3 over 5. So from the origin, here's 0, negative 2, and then I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to plot my next point. Now when you guys are counting the up and over, you don't have to make those little dots. I'm just pointing out to you how I'm getting the ordered pairs. So again, from here, you don't necessarily have to put these little 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you definitely need to have the really big points. Now the other thing we mentioned though with the 3/5 is you could also go down 1, 2, 3 and back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down 1, 2, 3, back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So notice what I've got here, folks, is I've got the starting point, the y-intercept, and then I went 2 points in one direction and then 2 points in the other direction. So now when you use your ruler to connect, you don't want to just have something like this, okay? You want to make sure that you use your ruler to connect all the way from one edge to the other. So like this. Let it extend all the way to that edge, and then draw it so that it extends all the way to this edge. All right? The other thing you can't forget is to make sure that you put the arrows on the ends. And now we have successfully graphed line A. So now, I just want to make sure that I review with you a couple of things in lines D and E. For line D, since the slope is a negative 3/5, that means you're going to go down 3 and then over 5, or you can go up 3 and back 5. So keep an eye out that that line should be going backwards. Same thing for line E. Since the coefficient here is this negative 2, you can go down 2 and then over 1, or you can go up 2 and then back 1. So now what you're going to do is you're essentially going to graph lines B, C, D, and E. After you've graphed each line, make sure you trace the star so that it stands out. You're going to color everything, and then don't forget to go back to part 2 here, where you're just going to plot a point and label it with a letter. I am going to plot this point, line I, or point I, as an example. It says to go over 5, down 16. So on the coordinate plane, now again, you should already have, at this point, all of your lines should be done. But you're going to go over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. At this point would be labeled with a letter I. Okay? So the secret message, plotting the points for the secret message, would be your last step of the project, and then you'd be done. Good luck.